moving on, let's put the spotlight on all the stocks that are buzzing in trade today. And on the technicals, today we are joined by Osho Krishnan. And Osho, hi, good afternoon. First of all, thank you for joining us today. And the first stock that you've picked out for us is Tata Steel. Now, it's up nearly 1% in trade today. If you talk about a 1 month's time, it has gone up just about 3%. So from here on, where do you see the momentum going forward? Do you think 2026 could be the year where we are going to see a massive upside for this one?
Very good afternoon, Kanishka and Ankita. Firstly, thank you for having me at the show. Well, yes, no doubt, Tata Steel technically is looking very positive. The current financial year has been performing very well on the technical front. The counter has been in the cycle of higher highs, higher lows. And after the recent correction from the zone of nearly 185 towards 160, that even coincides with 200-day exponential moving average, the counter have given a strong pullback. So I'm expecting that in the short-term period, the counter has potential to retest the zone of 185 and 188. Above it, from a medium-term point of view, yes, definitely I'm having a very bullish approach and expecting a target of nearly 210 to 215 from medium-term point of view. So from current levels, one may look for accumulating this counter. 185, 188 will be the first target, followed by 200 plus kind targets from medium-term point of view.
All right, so that's Tata Steel on the charts, but let's move on to a counter that's doing very well in today's trading session, and that's Shakti Pumps. That rose almost 7% in today's trading session after the company received a letter of award for the supply of 12,883 off-grid DC solar pumping systems. That's worth 327 crore rupees. Now, Shakti Pumps said that they have received a letter of award from the Maharashtra State Electricity Distribution Company for this, and this is a DC photovoltaic water pumping system that will be laid down across Maharashtra. The order is awarded under the Meghal Talia Saur Krushi Pump Yojana and the PM Kusum B scheme, and that covers pumps of 3 horsepower, 5 horsepower and 7.5 horsepower capacities. So on the back of this big order win, Shakti Pumps is in focus on the back of that. In fact, it's now up 4.2%, has given up that 7% morning gains, but nonetheless trading up 4.2%.
All right, so that's Shakti Pump trading nearly 4% higher right now. But let's move on and get you another buzzer in trade today. That's Bellrise Industries. Now, this one is in focus on the back of a block deal. Now, in fact, it jumped nearly 11% during the day, still holding on to those 5% of about gains. Now, about 6.56% equity. That changed hands into block deals, with reports suggesting that Sumade's Tools Private Limited, that's part of the promoter group, that has likely sold its entire stake, that is 6.56% stake in the company. This stake sale was valued at around 897 crore rupees, and the sharp price reaction that we have seen suggests strong institutional demand as well. And apart from that, Bellrise has also announced a strategic agreement with Israel-based Plasan SASA, and this partnership will focus on pursuing the ATEMM series of armored vehicles for the Indian military. That's strengthening Bellrise's presence in the defense space as well. So on the back of these two developments, the promoter stake sale as well as this order announcement, we are witnessing a sharp uptick in Bellrise, up about 5% in trade right now.
All right, that's Bellrise Industries in focus. Let's move on to the next counter that is in focus, and that is Pine Labs. Now, Morgan Stanley has come out with a note where they're maintaining an equal weight, and the target price that they've set is 260 rupees. Now, this is an initiation coverage note. They feel that the revenue growth is driven by the affordability solutions and card issuing and processing. The market leadership, they have a market leadership with more than 50% of share across key segments, and the shift to asset-light model to lift the EBIT margin to around 20% by FY28 estimates, and also the incremental EBIT is seen at 40 to 50+%. The key risks are faster absence of POS devices, the higher competitive intensity in the market, the weaker overseas issues growth, but the upside triggers can be stronger than expected growth in the non-electronics affordability and domestic card issuing business. On the back of that, Morgan Stanley has initiated a note on Pine Labs. Pine Labs currently has given up all those gains. In fact, it is trading at the lowest point of the day, absolutely flat in the red, with cuts of 0.06%.
All right, so that's Pine Labs for you. But moving on, Osho, you've picked out CEAT for us. Today it's trading in the red, but if you look at the year chart, that is 2025 calendar year, more than 20% of gains is what the stock has seen. In 2026, what's the kind of upside move that you're expecting?
Well, CEAT has seen a kind of a strong pullback from the higher zone of nearly 4,300 and now has corrected towards the zone of 3,800 odd levels. But in the recent period, the counter have started gaining traction from the very strong support of 100-day exponential moving average, which even coincides with the breakout neckline. So 3750 is a very strong support level. So from here onwards, I'm expecting a strong reversal in a coming period. So on the short-term perspective, the immediate targets is seen around the zone of 4200 to 4300 kind of zone. And from medium-term point of view, any breakthrough above 4300 can provide another 300 point of rally. So 4600 will be the medium-term target for the counter, and for short-term, 4300 will be the first target for CEAT.
All right, so that's the word on CEAT, but let's move on and also talk about cement stocks which are in focus today after a big consolidation move. Now, Ambuja Cement, ACC and Orient Cement, all of them are in the spotlight following a major consolidation move. Now, ACC and Orient Cement, they'll be amalgamated with Ambuja Cement. That's creating a more streamlined and integrated cement platform under the Adani Group. Now, as part of the merger, Ambuja will issue new shares to the public shareholders of ACC as well as Orient Cement while cancelling the shares it already holds. Now, that's simplifying the group structure. This approved swap ratio stands at 328 Ambuja shares for every 100 shares of ACC and 33 for Ambuja for every 100 Orient Cement shares. So that's how the merger is going to look like. This is aimed at improving operational efficiencies, unlocking synergies and strengthening Ambuja's scale and market position in the Indian cement sector. So yes, on the back of this major consolidation move that the company has announced, we're witnessing some reaction. But yes, ACC is down about 1.5% and Ambuja Cement up about 2%.
All right, that is time for a quick breather. Don't go anywhere. After the break, we'll get you more updates and more buzzers. Stay tuned. Welcome back. You're tuned into Market Fatafat with me, Ankita Saxena, and with me is Kanishka Sarkar. We are getting you all the buzzers in the trading session. Well, let's get going with all the stocks then. Now, remember, Shriram Finance was a top nifty gainer yesterday, of course, on the back of that big investment coming in from MUFG. But we now have some brokerage notes that have come out. We have a note by Morgan Stanley. Morgan Stanley, we also have a note by Citi. But first up, let's take a look at what Citi is saying. Citi is maintaining a buy call, and they've set the target price. They've raised the target price to 1,100 from an earlier 870 rupees. They feel that the earnings upgrade is likely to be more than 10%. Also, they feel that the strong signal of foreign bank confidence in Indian lenders after the MUFG deal is a big positive. The Tier 1 capital has jumped to around 33% from an earlier 20%. The leverage has reduced to approximately 3 times. That is materially stronger balance sheet, and more than 30% of the order value accretion provides long-term growth capital and improves earning visibility. The potential credit rating, they see an upgrade there, and the access to low-cost global funding over time. And on the back of that, they are giving an earnings upgrade by more than 10% and the capital adequacy headroom that supports a higher AUM growth without the near-term dilution risk. Motilal Oswal is also maintaining a buy call, and they've raised the target price to 1,100 rupees. On the back of that, Shriram Finance is in focus.
All right, so that's Shriram Finance for you, one of the top nifty gainers yet again on the back of that deal and positive brokerage notes. But moving on to another buzzer, GMR Airports, that's the one that you've picked out for us, Osho. If you look at the YTD returns, it has given a return of more than 30%. But from here on, where do you see the stock headed?
Overall, the counter has been into a very strong bullish momentum. There has been higher highs, higher lows formation in the current financial year, and there has been a breakout also that has been witnessed around the zone of 100. So looking at the overall setup on the technical front, I am expecting that in the short to medium term point of view, 125 to 135 will be the next potential target for the counter. Also, there has been a breather that has been seen in the last 2 trading weeks. The counter have tested the zone of 110 and again has cool down towards the 100 odd level. So I'm expecting that from here onwards, it is at a very lucrative zone and one should start accumulating the counter. 125 should be the first potential target, followed by 135 from short to medium term perspective.
All right, so that's GMR Airports for you. But moving on to another buzzer of the day, that's GPT Infra. Now, this one is in focus after the company emerged as the lowest bidder for a major NHAI project that's worth over 670 crore rupees. Now, this project involves the construction of a 4-lane elevated road in Jodhpur of Rajasthan that stretches over 7.6 kilometers from Mahamandir to Akalia Chauraha. Now, this project will be executed under the hybrid annuity model, ensuring steady cash flows and lower execution risk. This bid was submitted under the GPT ISC PPL consortium, and the win significantly strengthens GPT's growth visibility. And as part of this order, the company order book now stands close to 3,860 crore rupees, while FY26 inflows, they include this, including this project, would be around 966 crore rupees. So yes, a good order book that's leading to the gains in the stock, trading nearly 3% higher right now.
All right, moving on from GBT Infra to Coal India. Now, remember, Coal India is the top Nifty gainer today on the back of that IPO of its subsidiary, Bharat Cooking Coal, an IPO that's worth 1,300 odd crores. But on the charts, Osho, what do you see for Coal India? What are the levels to watch out for?
See, overall, there has been a strong consolidation in Coal India in the whole financial year. The counter has been hovering within a very tight range of 375 to 400 odd levels. But on weekly time frame chart, there has been a strong breakthrough with today's momentum, and I'm expecting that this might be the reversal or counter trend in this counter. So from here onwards, I'm expecting that if there will be a follow-up buying traction in Coal India, so one should definitely try to accumulate it. On the higher end, the pullback can be seen through the zone of 435 to 440 on immediate basis, and after that even we can witness or review the counter once again. But I am expecting that from here onwards the counter has emerged above the 200-day exponential moving average after the very elongated period. So this might be the initial signal of reversal in this counter, and 435.40 will be the next potential target that I will be expecting in this counter.
All right, moving on from Coal India on the charts to Puravankara, that's in focus in the back of a land acquisition deal. They have acquired 53.5 acres of land parcel in Anikal Taluk in Bengaluru. Now, the land parcel has a saleable area of 6.4 million square feet, the revenue potential of 4,800 crore rupees. Now, the strategic rationale behind the acquisition strengthens Puravankara's presence in the emerging residential growth corridors of Bengaluru, and it is aligned with the company's strategy to expand across key Bengaluru micro markets backed by infrastructure upgrades, connectivity and sustained end user demand. Now, the overall impact, the acquisition is meaningfully enhancing Puravankara's launch pipeline and GDV visibility, reinforcing its growth strategy in high demand Bengaluru markets. And on the back of that, Puravankara is up and away 16.6% in the trading session. It is at the highest point of the day right now.
All right, so that's Puravankara from the real estate space. But moving on, Osho, you've picked out Titagarh Rail Systems for us, and it's currently trading more than 3.5% higher. But if you look at the past 6-month trend, it's actually down about 3%. So what do you see on the charts from here on? Is it up, in for a turnabout from here, and we could see some upside coming in?
Definitely. In the last 3 trading sessions, the counter have seen a very strong traction. So I'm expecting that this might be the reversal signal for the counter, although on the higher end 900 will be more conviction zone where we can witness a further movement beyond 900 can provide a further conviction in the counter. So I will be waiting for 900 to get a breakthrough, but overall I am expecting that this is the first turnaround in the counter, and 900 will be just a number to get a crossover with. But overall the momentum is very positive. The volumes has increased in the counter, and the technical parameters have also turned from the oversold terrain. So from here onwards, one should keep this counter in the watch list. Any breakthrough above 900 can provide a counter trend for higher targets of nearly 1100 followed by 1200 from short to medium term point of view.
So those are the levels to track as far as Titagarh Rail is concerned. But moving on, another buzzer today is Antony Waste. Now this one is in focus after it has secured a fresh order that's worth nearly 330 crore rupees. This project has been awarded to its subsidiary Antony Lara Enviro Solutions by the Thane Municipal Corporation for solid waste processing. Now the scope includes pre-processing of 600 to 800 tons per day of municipal solid waste. This would be executed, the project would be executed under the DBOT model with a 10-year operations and maintenance plan, providing strong long-term revenue potential for the company. The value stands at 330 crore rupees over the concession period. Importantly, the capex requirement is limited to just about 67 crore rupees, which will be fully reimbursed by the TMC upon achieving construction milestones. So yes, on the back of this order win, Antony Waste is in focus today, trading more than 8% higher right now. So yes, a big buzzer today.
All right, moving on then from Antony Waste to the next counter that is in focus, Godrej Consumers, GCPL. Tell us what do you see on the charts for Godrej Consumers, Osho? If I look at the charts, it has given very flat moves in the last 6 months. It is only in the last few weeks that it has started really moving up 7% odd. From here on, do you see a more up move coming in for this?
Definitely, the counter have seen some traction in the last 2 trading weeks. The counter has seen a consolidation breakout on the daily time frame chart, and has we seen a positive crossover between the short and medium term moving averages also. So I'm expecting that from here onwards, the counter has potential to retest the zone of 1245 in a very short term point of view, and from after that again the view remains on the bullish front, and I'm expecting that from medium term perspective 1300 can be seen as the immediate target for this counter. So overall the trend has reversed. There has been technical parameters which has been bullish developed on the daily and weekly time frame chart. So I'm expecting that from here onwards a pullback will be seen in the counter in a short term perspective. So 1245 will be the first target, followed by 1300.
All right, so the 1200 will be the first target, followed by 1300. That's the view coming in. But that was the last talk of the day. Thank you, Osho, for joining us today and helping us with the tech check for all of the counters that are buzzing in trade today. Moving on.